Hello everyone and welcome to PS Plus FreePlay. Now this is a series in which I look at the games that are free to play on the PlayStation Plus subscription service. I am currently looking at the 2 games that are free to play for the month of March for PlayStation 4 owners. Now I can understand you can probably hear a little bit of annoyance or upset in my voice. If you haven't seen the previous video I posted, there will be a link at the top of the screen. Please take a look at that now, and then you'll understand exactly exactly why I'm like this. But I am not here to look at the actual quantity of the games. I am here to look at the quality of the games, and this is what would be considered as the second game for this month, and it is The Witness. Now this game was released a couple of years ago and to quite well received fame. It is a turn-by-turn puzzle game with very little story but very simple to understand mechanics, and it is a fantastically addictive game that you will just be playing non-stop. If you haven't played it already, this is definitely one to try. If you have played it already, then be prepared to just get sucked straight back in, because it happened to me. So, basically, you are controlling a person who starts inside a very dark corridor, and you control from a first-person perspective, and there are puzzles on panels for you to solve. Now, throughout the world, the puzzles are essentially arranged in groups, and the groups of puzzles are there for you to learn a new style of puzzles, so that when you go to the next area, they'll combine a couple of the ideas, and you've then got to solve those puzzles together, and so on and so forth. You basically have to solve as many puzzles as you can to unlock the main area to find out exactly what is going on. Now, honestly, there is very little story in the way of where you are, how you got there, why you're doing this, any of this stuff. None of it makes any sense. But frankly, the construction and the design of the game makes it so that you don't really care. You're actually more than happy to just keep plugging at the puzzles, just keep trying, keep enjoying yourself, moving on to the next one. And that's the best thing about it, is it's so kind of open roaming world that if you get to a point where you can't solve one puzzle, you just move to another area, start a whole new group of puzzles. You don't have to solve every group in order to open the last area, so you have some wiggle room there. But it is a highly addictive, very fun, very enjoyable puzzle game. I love it to pieces. I have played it before, but I will 100% be playing it again. And you never know, I might even be able to complete the main story this time. I got very close last time. I feel like I was only 1 or 2 rooms away, so I'm so annoyed. But I'm going to try and get there again. So yeah, if you would like to actually see how the game plays, runs and works, then please continue to watch. I play about an hour into the game, but I've sped it all up, so it's not going to be an hour. I think it's about 30 minutes, in which you will basically see me play the game, get to the first area, and then complete the first area. So it shows you really how it fundamentally works. If you're fine with that, you don't need to know, you're happy, you're just interested to know which other games are available this month, then please check out the other video in this playlist, and I'll see you next time. Oh, you little bugger, you. How dare you reappear? Oh, I don't know, I've got the time to play you again. Here we are, back in the corridor of The Witness. Hello everyone, how are you? I want to turn around. 1 minute, let me turn. There we go. Now, I am playing The Witness. This is free for PS Plus subscribers for the month of March. There we go. I got lost a bit there. This is sped up. This is not the speed of the game. I felt that the walking of this is a little bit slow for a Let's Watch. So I've sped the whole thing up a little bit. Just so you can see a little bit more into the game, to see how it works. The graphics are lovely, very colourful, very vivid. But now this is the fundamental idea. You see there are 3 locks, and you can follow the cables to find out where the locks go. Now you see, you solve a puzzle, and the light comes on. So you follow the light, and there's that. So you solve this puzzle. Now these ones are easy. There are literally no rules other than get to the end. Being that this is the very first area, they've made it relatively simple. It's just like a maze. You just have to follow the maze through, find the exit, and voila. And there you go. One is done. So we'll follow the wires to the next puzzle. And here we go, it's another maze. We have 2 choices of starting and probably only one solution through. So try a few bits here and there. And that's the second lock off. It's lovely. Now, you might be wondering, what is he doing clicking on there? There are things in the world. Look, you see that there? That looks like a circle. If I look at it from up here, then you can actually create pathways in the area. We'll get to that later. You'll see that. I'm gonna get to that one a bit later, and you'll see me activate that. But here we go. This is another one. Now, this actually has 2 solutions. And the idea of there being 2 solutions is that you can get 2 ways. You see, that goes out the window and over the wall. We can't get to that yet. I got a little bit lost, so I wanted to make sure that it was the right way. And essentially, you have to do the pathway down first. That then gives you the ability to open the door. You then open the door and then put the pathway up so that it opens whatever is outside that wall. So from the top, boom, boom, boom. It doesn't matter which way you go round, the door opens. And now we can leave. But we're going to go back and unlock this just because we don't know what it is yet. And it clearly must be something. So we come out of the area and I want to go to the left because I want, now look at that door. Look at that. What could this possibly be? There are dots. There are white dots, black dots, white and black circles. None of it makes any sense. We'll come back to that. That is the best example of how this program works. How does this game fundamentally work? That is it, okay? Because at this moment in time, we don't actually know how to use it, right? But here we have a puzzle. And you see, trying to get to the end doesn't work. You've got to cover both black circles. And now you've still got to cover all black circles. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter which direction you go. But you have to find your way round, making sure that all the black circles are gone. You have to cover all of them. And you see, some of them getting more difficult. Now this puzzle has 2 starting locations. So there is an option that you will probably need to go one way or the other. There you go. we finally work it out. You can see it's got harder. I feel like the one in the corner would make more sense, and it does. Bosh. Now this doesn't actually open anything. What this did was it just gave us a fundamental example of one of the things we have to do in this game. And that is the little black circles. So I decided to have a little look around. There's a room, that's in the room. So you see, this is the top. We're going to come in there in a minute. Because if we go down along the side, see, this is what we opened in here. So it's worth coming in here to see what we opened. What did we unlock? Thing is, I'm not sure what we unlocked. I'm being honest with you now. I don't fully remember what these things do, if I ever knew. But here is one, right? We have to cover all the black circles. Every single one of them. There you go, look at that. And now this is one I found out earlier. Where there's a triangle, you can only cover one side. If there's two triangles, it has to be two sides. Three triangles, three sides. We very quickly swept over that. Now this is a lot harder. This is kind of the escalation of the puzzle that we just did. Trying to find a way round getting all of them. It's tough. But I worked it out. I got it. See, look, there we go. Boom. And we're back where we were. We're back on the path that led to the castle. See that? So it was a shortcut. I'm assuming that pathway is to activate the little white panel on the floor, which I've done. Honestly, no idea. Absolutely no idea. But there we go. So now I'm on the top of the castle. And this is the bit I was talking about earlier on. Now, I've slowed it down, there are special area puzzles. You see, now this is just part of the scenery. Get ready. Pow! And now you follow the line around. So what you will be doing is looking for anywhere that there is a circle in the scenery. Pow! Look at that! Now, that will make its way to an obelisk. And the obelisks basically display every puzzle that is in the scenery. Now, I don't know how many there are. There are a lot. In the original time I played this game, I never got close to getting half of any obelisk, I don't think. Alright, so I'll carry on. Here we go. All black and white squares, cannot touch. As you can see there, they were touching, they did not like it. So we've got to separate them. That is right, segregation is alive and well in this game. Keep that one there. And now we're into Tetris blocks. This is handy for later on. Or even, now you see this makes you think differently about the way you solve puzzles. And now you see you can just do one big long line. As long as the white squares and the black squares are separated, it really doesn't matter how you do it. See, they're all completely separate. Now this one's slightly harder because it's got to think about the lateral thinking. This is one where you don't have to go around the edge like I've been doing. Just as long as the white and the black squares are separate. It doesn't matter. There we go. Now, I'm going to go back to this door because I went back afterwards. And I want to show you how we use the two things that we've just worked out. The black circles all have to be touching and the black and white squares all have to be separated. Now we're going to put those two into practice here. And there you go. We're going to separate all those black squares and this one. because now they are separated. We can then separate that one in the corner, take these two here, make sure that none of the black squares here, and look, all done. All done. You see, we didn't have a clue how that one could possibly be solved, but doing 2 lines of puzzles that didn't actually do anything gave us access to this room. And this room gives us a special box, which once opened gives you a puzzle answer for later on. We can't use it now, it's not an actual puzzle, but that is a puzzle to solve for later on, way down the line. Okay, but I've cut back now. This is one area, okay? It is called, as you saw with that puzzle, it is the symmetry selection. The way it works is, it doesn't matter where you start, a line will also start and copy, will mirror exactly what you do on the other side. There you go, look at that. And now you just, it's still more mazes, so you're still just fundamentally trying to find your way through the mazes. It doesn't matter which way you go or how you do it. You see, there we go, we open the door. Now this is where the boat will come when you get to turn the boat on. We don't have access to the boat yet, but that is where the panel will be to call the boat. And the boat helps you get to different areas quicker rather than having to walk, so that's quite handy. It's also turned this on here, so now we have a few more symmetry puzzles. Boppity bop. They're all just a little bit harder each time. And as you can see right now, all you'll really need to do is solve the puzzle. There's no worry about dots or anything at all. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Now we get to do it from this side. And as you can see, the panels are beginning to stretch. So it's going to be a little bit harder each time. There you go. So, and again, it's basically with the maze side of it, the right side of the puzzle is irrelevant because there's absolutely nothing there. So you just have to really focus on the side that needs solving and just don't worry about what's happening on the other side. It doesn't matter. Pop. And now this line will unlock the puzzles further down the street. There's an obelisk that I was talking about. Now, I didn't solve one for this obelisk, so it's not on there. But I will solve one for this obelisk in a minute, and you'll see that on there. Now, this, again, you are learning fundamentals here. Yet again, we now need to cover the dots. In case you didn't do the little shed just now, this is just a little recap of showing you how to do it. So you see, I can already see a scenery puzzle there. So I'm trying to get down to it. No, it's not quite made yet. I'm not standing in the right place for it. So I've got to find the right place. But I'm going to carry on with the puzzle. So here we go. You see, this is clever because you have to look at the rocks in the background. And you have to cover the rocks, otherwise it won't work. Sometimes the rocks are covered, so you've got to look on both sides. You see that? It's making sure that the rocks are all covered. Alright, now this one's almost impossible because you have to look at it from a very weird angle. And I couldn't work it out straight away, so I decided to go down the other side and see what else is down here. Now this shows you a fundamental for symmetry dots. Not only do you have to do the dots, but you now have to do it in symmetry. Call of Duty is now downloaded. Lovely. See, this is now harder, because it's harder to try and work out from both sides how to get the dots. Missed one. Doesn't work. I can't go back for the one at the top now. See, it's all trying to see how to get to the dots and do them all. There we go. See, now it's changed up the starting location. So it's like, oh, you cheeky little bugger, who asked you to do that? It's not nice. Pop, pop. Here we go. And then one more left. There we go, all done. So we come over to this one, and they've changed it up again, because now you've got different colours. So now it matters which dots cover. And where you choose to start is where the blue dot is. Because you see, the blue and the yellow are the wrong way around. If I start up here, the blue is now up here. So it does actually matter where you start the line from as well. Now obviously, spoilers, you are going to see all this solved. So I'm sorry if you didn't realise, but yes, you're going to see it all solved. Well, all of this area anyway. Maybe not all of the... what's it called? Maybe not all of the area puzzles. But we slowly make our way through it. See, that's not going to work. It has to clearly go this way. And it's about fundamentally just making sure that everything is got. You see, I didn't get one there, so that doesn't work. Can't do that. All the way. Will that work? Pop, pop, pop. There we go. And I solved it. I worked it out. So you follow the line. Now, this is actually really funny. Now, if you look at the yellow line that goes over the yellow dots, it's slightly translucent. Just ever so slightly translucent, you can see. So, yet again, you have to try and go around trying to solve the puzzles. And you see now, it's even more translucent. And now it's even more translucent. Now, just because the line is becoming translucent doesn't mean that you can't go through it. As you'll see in a minute, the line is now invisible. You can now not see the line, but it still has to go over the dot. Just because you cannot see it. You see, it cannot cross its path. You cannot cross its path, and you cannot not get the dots. It's so much harder. It's considerably harder to try and see a line that's not there. Luckily enough, there's not that many. So once you've done it, you then make your way back up to the top. And now we can get into the final area. There we go. See, very simple. Open the door. Right, now, this is one of the little recordings. I was trying not to interrupt.
One nature, perfect and pervading, circulates in all natures. One reality, all comprehensive, contains within itself all realities. The one moon reflects itself wherever there is a sheet of water, and all the moons and the waters are embraced within the one moon. The absolute of all the Buddhas enters into my own being, and my own being is found in union with theirs. The inner light is beyond praise and blame. Like space, it knows no boundaries. Yet it is even here,
Boom!
ever retaining its serenity and fullness. It is only when you hunt for it that you lose it. You cannot take hold of it, but equally you cannot get rid of it. And while you can do neither, it goes on its own way.
That's the box.
You remain silent, and it speaks. You speak, and it is dumb.
We gotta open it.
The great gate of charity is wide open, with no obstacles before it. Youngcha Tashi, circa 700.
Right, now, this is the box. This is what it built. Every area builds up to one of those yellow boxes. And it is the fundamental story of whatever it was you were doing up to that point. So, it is called Symmetry, this whole area. So what you have to do is you have to solve a puzzle on this side. Yay, we can see the dots. We have no problem. But as we know, on the previous puzzles, all of the blue and yellow lines all mirrored each other. You see, you can't go that one. You can't start with that one. You can't start. It has to be this one because there's only one there. Boom, we solved it. But remember symmetry. The blues have to match the yellow. So without the dots, we have to copy the yellow pattern onto the blue side. Almost. There we go. Let me take a look at the second one. Bunch of squiggly lines. And the last one, I do it completely on my own. Just because I remembered it from almost remembered it first time. From the first time I did it. And then we turn it on. Kapow! There it is. Now. And we even got the achievement. 71% got that one, which is a surprise. That is one of the much easier areas in this whole world. Very basic, very simple. Now you're probably wondering what was the bit I couldn't do earlier. I still don't know. Even though I do solve it, I don't know what it gets me. But you see, I go back and look at the obelisk, and there's the one I got. And you can see a lot more on there now. They're all lit up, and you can kind of see just how goddamn many there are. And I honestly don't know where half of them are. You know, it's frustrating and annoying. But I look around, and this is where it ends. That final pathway that I was almost doing. So I go back to try and sort it out. And I still can't work it out. I try to start looking at it from other angles and still don't fully get it. I'm really not looking at it from the right point. But I decided I want to get the other area one now. Bop, there it is. And I'm then going to go and just show you some of the other areas before I end. So you see, I come over here because I can see the steps on the roof. So I feel like there's something fundamentally missing here. I can also see the dot there, so I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if that is actually something or not. I feel like it is. Just trying to have a little look around the area. See, this is how I know, if we're being honest, I am already invested in playing this goddamn game again. Not happy, because I ain't got time to play it again, but I am already playing it again. Okay, so we have a little look round. Now, I'm 100% sure I missed something. Something I can't... Mainly because I simply can't see anything around. I can see something on top there, but I can't click it or activate it. And then I find another one of the triangle puzzles on the floor. You'll see it, and you'll see that there are two triangles, so there has to be two lines. And you see, there's the line on the left and the line at the top. So I've activated another one of those little single white panels. Don't know what that means or what that does, but I did it. And I come back again, because I'm determined that I'm going to solve this. And I've wandered away, but I have come back, and then I saw it as I was wandering around. It annoys me that I couldn't see it originally. But, you know, it's the way it is, I suppose. There we go. It's so frustrating. I just didn't get one. And then the same with this one as well. It's about looking at them off kilter. At first I'm only looking at the two that we can see, and then I realised that there's actually one more. There we go. Done. There we go. Done. I don't know what that has done, completing that area. I don't think it does anything, actually. I think it's just there for the hell of it. Just to add a little idea in there. But done. This is an idea for another puzzle. You got to select the apple. So every tree has to be looked at in the right dimensions in order to work out where the apple is and where the exit is for that. You can see that's a circle, so that's going to be a massive puzzle when you get up there. There's a man juggling. Look at that. Well done, man juggling. And now you see this is another one that we haven't got to yet because it's all black circles and a Tetris piece. So that is the form for the Tetris piece. You have to use that form with that Tetris piece picture on any of the squares within that, whilst also covering every single circle. It's not fun. It's not. But, you know, you have to try and work it out. You see, there's trying to solve it. It doesn't like me. But that is where I'm going to end the game. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope that this has helped. I would definitely say fundamentally get this game. It's mind-breakingly fun. Really enjoyable. And it's free for this entire month. And there are only 2 choices, so why the fuck not? To see what the other game is that is free this month, please take a look at the other game that is on this playlist. Please like and subscribe. Please take a look at some of my other videos. There are links on screen. I'll see you again next time.